Hey everybody, welcome back to Eat and Talk. It's Yusra again, and I want to welcome back my amazing co-host. Welcome back, Gilbert. Where you been at, bro?
Oh, I decided to take some time away from Eat and Talk, so
yeah,
I'm back. It feels kind of weird to be back next to you.
I feel like he's kind of cheating on us. I don't know what podcast he's been on, but we're going to wait in a few months. If I see you anywhere else...
No, you won.
You'll be terminated for life.
You definitely won. It's Eat and Talk forever.
Are you doing good though?
Yeah, I'm doing good. You know, Houston. I've been out in Houston and doing good.
How's Houston?
It's hot.
It's hot.
It's hot.
But it's almost,
It's hot. I'm thinking of coming back.
Wow.
I'm thinking of coming back.
That's the first person I've ever heard that's
so you guys
moved to Houston that's thinking about coming back.
You guys heard it here first, so you might be seeing me back on this couch next to you, right next to my co-host.
Yeah. So. Well, we miss you a lot. So.
I miss Eat and Talk. So we're back with another episode again.
And we have another amazing individual here today. Kristelle.
Yes.
Thank you so much for joining us. Kristelle, you guys has an amazing background, so we're really gonna get into it today. You are congratulations, first of all. You recently graduated.
Yes,
dentist.
Thank you.
She is a black queen, and she is a dentist. I actually need a dentist. So where you at, girl?
I'm like right down the road from here.
Oh, period.
Yep.
Okay, that's
like
awesome.
2-minute drive, so come see me.
That's so nice. Okay, what's the clinic called?
Diamond Dental.
Diamond Dental.
Wow, that's a nice
that
name.
That sounds nice.
That's nice.
Okay, so Kristelle,
is it black owned?
It is black owned.
Yep. I love it.
A black man, a great mentor. He took me right under his wings.
Okay.
So. You guys heard it here first.
Yes, that's awesome. And so, and then you're also a soccer player.
I am.
I love
Our
it.
first soccer player.
Yeah, I'm really excited because I've just been my family's always been into soccer. Mm-hmm. I was always like more into like basketball and football, but like lately, especially with the last like World Cup, I've been kind of like into being in tune with soccer more.
Definitely.
You watch soccer?
Of course.
Yeah, I feel like it's such an African thing.
Of course, it is an African thing, and she's gonna tell you where she's from too.
Yes,
and
he's
it will
so
make
excited
sense.
about that. Yeah.
It will make sense, but I usually tell people, don't be humble.
Yeah.
Don't
we
don't
missed
be humble.
that. Oh my God, don't be humble.
Don't be humble. Take us through that resume where you started.
Noted.
Okay, yeah, let's kind of first talk about.
Let's save the soccer for last.
Yeah, I was gonna say let's save the soccer. I love to hear like what made you choose your career path into dentistry.
Yeah, so grew up West African kid.
Yeah.
You had about 3 things you could be.
Name them again. Doctor,
lawyer, dentist. Happened to fall into the category.
The doctor, yeah.
But my mom is a doctor, and I kind of liked being in the health field, but. Wow. The work-life balance that she had, I was like, I think I want something a little bit more flexible. So I really liked my dentist growing up as a kid. Shout out to him. And so he made me I loved going to the dentist as a kid. Like nobody ever hears that, but every 6 months I was like so excited to be taken out of school, go to the dentist. And then I'm a really hands-on person. And so once started researching a little bit more in high school, kind of shadowing and kind of just like learning a little bit more about dentistry, it just intrigued me. And I like the way I'm kind of able to be creative in my own sense. And it's kind of like art, people say dentistry is, but also there's like the health part and like helping people and things like that. So kind of just encompasses everything that I really like.
Wait, what? So, you got me at the art. So what is art with your teeth? With
your teeth. So people come in like tooth, they fell on their face, like half the tooth is broken. You have to like build it back up.
Okay.
Yeah, so everyone's going to have kind of a different way of doing it. But usually the result at the end will be kind of the same, but also it's very detail oriented. Okay. So if you look through, dentists have those little glasses that we wear. Mm-hmm. Like looking through those, you can just see little details and things that like 1 millimeter of a change like makes a complete difference. So
I didn't know that. We just learned something new.
Yeah, that's super awesome, and I can totally picture like how it could be very creative for you as well, especially in that certain field. What was like some obstacles or some struggles that you had, going through this career field?
Definitely just, straight up having to get good grades. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Some of my friends, my roommate, shout out to her, she had a major, I think it was like in the business major. And so just being roommates, I'd be going to the library from like 7 to 3 when I thought staying up late was good for studying, which I learned in dental school it wasn't. But just things like that, having to miss out on things. But kind of just having that goal in the end of my, like in the back of my mind. I didn't really have a plan B. Like my plan was to be a dentist, so I knew what I had to do and that it was going to be hard, but also my mom having gone through it, she was really supportive for me, so that was helpful as well.
That's really helpful. Yeah, well, and you have a gorgeous smile, so you
Thank
definitely
you.
like fit.
She was making those
know.
appointments.
Yeah,
Six.
you
Never
definitely
missed
fit.
one.
Yeah, I miss so many. I haven't been to the dentist in
Trust
so
me,
long.
I think a lot of people, like, have you guys noticed that some people do not go to the dentist?
Oh, definitely. You know, people come in and they're always like so shy or afraid, like, I haven't been here in like 2-3 years or even longer. They're like, I don't know what it is about this place, but I just hate it. So that's
me.
another
That's
thing I
literally
liked
me.
about the job is kind of getting to relate to people or make people feel comfortable around me. So just having to be like a people person, it's fun. I meet a lot of different personalities, so.
Yeah. What are, like, kind of walk us through, like, what are the different services that dentists offer? I know a lot of people just think, like, oh, it's just cleaning or whatever.
Yes.
So
So dentists, actually, we have the hygienist, so they'll do the cleanings. And then for the dentist, we can do things like fillings for you, veneers, which is like the big and
Is it a new thing now?
right now. I'm like, you guys, you don't need veneers for real.
okay, can we pause?
Yeah, let's talk about
get
that.
into
So
that
what is
right now.
what is veneers?
Because
Like,
no, it's not even that. Yeah, like the veneers, like definitely explain the veneers. But I was reading a post the other day, and it had something to do. And I was actually talking about this with my friend yesterday. It's so funny. Is there like self-hate within our community at such a young age? Because usually veneers is like something that older people get,
Yes.
way older, you know, who are like losing their teeth, or maybe they had health problems, their teeth decayed, or whatever the case is. But we're noticing so many people. Do you got veneers?
No, I
Okay,
didn't.
just had to double check. I just had to double check.
He just
Okay,
got them pearly
he got
whites.
some nice.
I
teeth.
don't.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
I don't care if you do, but even okay, you know, like, and don't get me wrong, I'm all for it. You know, it can also be a self-love thing at the
Yep.
same time too, like being beautiful. But like, since you're a dentist, can we
Please
talk about
tell
like
us.
the pros and cons about getting veneers in your 20s and even 30s?
I didn't even think about that it was for people that are older.
Yeah.
And was that what it was
'Cause
meant for?
usually it's like, okay, you're a little bit, you know, you're older, you have money, first of all. These things are not cheap. That's why I'm like, where are you guys going to get these done? Because I know
Mexico?
people I know people in the US, like, there's no way they're doing it for that cheap. And then it's like, some people have, it's like a staining that won't really go away even if you try to use like a different shade of the tooth filling we use called composite. So it's like, okay, veneers is like very minimally invasive, which is like why it's such a big thing, I think, as well. But it's minimally invasive, but if you get it like in your early 20s, you need it again like 10 to 15 years later. Okay, minimally invasive again, 10 to 15 years later you need it. Then you just keep reducing and reducing like your tooth structure, and that's how it ends up getting weak and all that stuff, and it leads to problems down the road. So like kids in their 60s may have had veneers replaced like 3 times, but it's like initially they're like, oh, it's just 1 millimeter, 3 millimeters are taking off, but that can really add up over time, which I think people are not understanding and just wanting to like jump into what's like big and trending right now. And some people use it to like fill gaps, you know, maybe have like a gap between their teeth or something like that. But there's other ways.
Okay, and there's
do
other like
it.
there's like, you know, braces
Yes,
or Invisalign,
exactly.
because that's what I remember being normal.
Yeah, I know. I was like, when I was
or like
growing
if you
up-
get a chipped tooth, like you can fill it or something, just get that
Yes.
shaved, whatever the case is.
So
Yeah.
a veneer is it like something that goes over your regular tooth, or
Yeah,
is
it
it
does.
like kind of like a crown?
It's not a crown, because a crown is like, that's when you see those really small teeth, like little preps. So that's like a pretty aggressive prep. But a veneer, they just do usually the front surface. And if it's like a broken tooth, they'll kind of come around, go a little bit towards the back. But it's not as invasive. But there's also things like the cheaper version, which is composite veneers, which people are doing in their basements, which you should stop. If you're one of those people, stop doing.
Wait, what is that?
And I just learned something new.
You haven't seen the people like
Doing veneers in
In that basement?
Yes, like veneers by Viv.
That's illegal,
Like,
right?
basement, I don't even know.
What?
Yeah, it's for
Veneers
sure
by
illegal.
Viv.
And then
Nah, please.
the worst part is they're having classes to teach other people. So they're just making money. It's like a lash tech making money off of teaching people how to do veneers.
I'm calling the cops.
So how do you
I'm
tell
reporting
like
that's
now
doing
I need
veneers
to
in the
start
basement.
watching me at tantrum, be like, is that where did you get those?
Man.
It's somebody's basement. That's crazy.
So can you tell the difference between the dentist veneer and then the basement veneer?
Usually, yes. I'm always like, you guys know what like eclipse gum looks like? Some people have eclipse gum in their teeth, and that's when I know. Like, I've seen it too many times on social media, and I'm just like,
wild.
And then you said it was expensive too. So take us, and do insurance pay for this veneer, or you got to pay out of pocket?
Usually, like, so we call it like a cosmetic procedure because it's kind of
so
like
it's you'll want.
Yeah.
You
and
want
usually
it.
insurance doesn't cover cosmetic procedures, so
Yeah.
that's why people are like flying to Turkey, here, there,
And they
Mexico
teach
stuff.
you how to do veneers in dentistry school.
They do.
Okay.
So they teach us, but you can also take another thing with dentistry. There's just so many different avenues. of
No,
what you
tell
can
us.
go-
We need
of
pretty
what you can,
smiles
like,
out
go
here.
into.
Yeah.
So it's like if you want to learn more about, let's say, veneers or even like Botox is becoming a thing in dentistry, you can go to courses and pay for courses that you go and practice on like live patients and things like that and earn like a certificate, which is really nice.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
nice. Yeah. Some people, I have a friend, shout out to Dr. Mo. He is from Houston, and he does veneers like beautifully, especially for like a lot of like artists and different people. And so
Yep.
it's a talent. So I'm not like knocking anyone's hustle down,
Yeah.
you know? But I'm just like, dang, like at our young age, like getting veneers, like full set like of veneers.
Yeah, they be really getting full sets,
Yeah.
bottom and top.
Yeah. That's crazy.
I know.
But so my next question is with the veneers, are people getting the veneers because they avoid going to the dentist every 6 months, or like why are people?
That's also the thing. It's like in order to get veneers, your teeth have to be free of any cavities, or else they're gonna decay underneath the veneers and grow bacteria and just pop right off, or your breath is not gonna smell great. So that's the thing with people that aren't dentists that are doing these veneers.
Because you're not brushing your real teeth.
And I'm like, these patients could have not been to a dentist in 6 years. You don't know what type of thing they have going on in their mouth because you're not taking x-rays, looking at anything like that, and you're just covering it up. And then
I'm literally like, you know how people
Yeah,
just came to my
chill.
mind right now? Like, damn.
You know, people with
Yeah.
veneers.
Oh my God. I feel like half of the state got veneers.
That's and that, I think that just started like, you know, last year.
Yeah, I feel like
Everyone
it was
just started because a lot of people were taking off their grills. Like it was more like people back then, you know, rappers
Yeah.
started taking out their grills and then they started putting in the veneers.
Yeah.
But the thing about veneers, you can tell.
You can tell.
You
Some
can-
you can tell.
I'm like,
That's
some
why I give
are
like a shout out to people that are like
well.
really like good at it. But then there are some, maybe it's the basement people because they look like rabbits. Like
They are
literally.
big teeth. Right? They are like that's
Yeah,
why I
or
said-
like different shapes, or it's just like not even, you know, it's just, yeah.
But I don't got the money though. My insurance don't got the money either
Yeah.
to get veneers. So
I know. I'm usually like, you get what you pay for. I feel like.
I
type of
definitely
thing,
like.
so.
I think having a beautiful smile is really important, and it's also, you know, it's like I said, it's a self-love, self-hate thing,
Definitely.
but it's important to take care of your teeth. So I get if people don't have like a good teeth, you know, a crooked, like they have crooked teeth, whatever the case
Yep.
is, like to get that fixed. But it's good for them to know veneers is not the only option.
Exactly.
'Cause, like I want to get my teeth whitened. Like I think teeth whitening is like amazing. You know, that's like something that'll help beautify.
do you guys
beautify your-
support teeth whitening?
We do. We have it in our office too.
Okay.
As long
Yeah.
as you know your teeth aren't getting too sensitive to it. Kind of give yourself some breaks here and there. But like I whiten my teeth too.
Yeah,
so.
teeth whitening is my like. Shout out to Code White.
Yeah.
We had our guests here, and they do like teeth
Yes,
whitening, and I love those services. I think that's really helpful, and so people know like there's different options.
Yep.
That leads me to my next question. So what do you guys tell kids that come into the dentist to like keep that smile and want to come back? Like how do you guys
Kind of
keep
encouragement
how
type
do
of
you
thing?
how do you encourage kids?
Usually, it depends honestly on the kid. First of all, some kids like you kind of have to give them like tough love. Like, hey, look, you're very young. If you keep up what you're doing right now, like you're not gonna have teeth. Almost like the
Yeah.
scare tactic, and they're like, okay, like what do I need to do? Like all this stuff.
That's what my mom and dentist used to tell me. I
And
kicked my
then-
dentist when I was 8 years old.
Really?
Yeah, like kicked him between his legs because I was really upset.
I know, right?
I was really
You did
upset.
what to your dentist?
Yeah, but then they told me my teeth was gonna fall out, and then
Yeah, I'm like,
still not getting
that'll
them
do
out.
it sometimes for some
Yeah.
kids. Some kids, you got to go like the softer route, you know, be like, you're doing well with this, but a way to do better. And then usually showing them like in a mirror. I just think like showing people while you explain something just helps them so much more to better understand it and to kind of see like what you're saying. Or even I'll like have a kid turn around and like look at their x-rays with me and be like, okay, so you see this spot here? Like, it's like this for this reason. Because I feel like with kids, they just like want to know why, or like what, like to see things. So yeah, having them turn around and go through and like look with me so they can really understand kind of what's going on in their mouth. It's like, oh, okay, so like if I do this and floss, that won't happen again. And I'm like, yeah, that's the way to prevent it. So having to teach in different ways like that. Yeah, flossing is huge.
I don't know about it.
Don't forget to floss.
I feel on that part. Yes. We're working on flossing.
Okay,
we're working on flossing. Working on it.
Why do they say flossing is so important?
It's just for between your teeth. You know, your toothbrush can't really reach there well, and people will just sit and like let food sit in there. That food's gonna, whatever sugars or whatever is on there, gonna eat away at your enamel, and that's what leads to cavities. And doing those cavities like between the teeth is just, it's just not fun.
So what's is it a myth with Coke and teeth?
No. Honestly, Mountain Dew, I would say, is probably the worst. Like, we had a lecture. I still remember.
Like, I mean, like the regular Coke. I don't know. Hopefully, no one is thinking it's like the
Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
No, we had like a lecture, and it was a person that would drink Mountain Dew and like sit with it in their mouth, and it almost like they literally call it like meth mouth. Like that's like what it looked like because it's just like black, decay everywhere. So since that day, I have not had a sip of Mountain Dew. That was like 4 years ago.
I think that's the same. The reason why I don't drink slushies was because one of my exes, mom was a dentist hygienist, and she basically told me those slushies are like very bad for your teeth.
Yeah, because you kind of like do it and then it sits in your mouth.
Slushies like the ice slushies?
Yeah, because I used to be a big fan of the Taco Bell slushie Happy Hour.
That Mountain
As long as you
Dew,
don't have it.
Yeah, I used to be a big fan, but you know, well, technically they tell you not to. Like if you're drinking pop, you have to drink it right away. You don't. They don't like have it sitting in your mouth.
Yeah, why would you? Yeah,
I don't like wash it like kids who like sit in and watch. So
kids playing video games.
So Mountain Dew is
probably one of the worst.
One of the worst soda. You guys heard that?
Like the worst. And then actually, I think there was something they said in kids like Gatorade. They've seen because kids will sit there playing video games and just be like sipping it throughout the whole day. So it's a lot of sugar in Gatorade.
But I'd see Gatorade as a sports drink, though. I don't sit there and be.
Kids that.
But the electrolytes and all that stuff, so people just like drink it.
I know. Some people just like get it and just drink it.
How about like juices or natural juices?
Juice is like not terrible. You know, there's like sugar and everything. You could say that about fruits and stuff too. Exactly. So it's really just keeping it in moderation. And when you're like you said, if you're gonna drink pop, just like drink it in that sitting and don't be sipping on it throughout the whole day. Type of thing.
So what would you give advice for like a mom watching this to like get their kids to start taking care of their teeth?
Lead by example. So if they see you brushing your teeth, they most likely will. So try to, maybe use it as a form of bonding time. And then if kids, no one really knows this, but cheese is such a good snack for kids and for your teeth. It's like karyostatic, which means it kind of stops decay and like bacteria.
I didn't know that. I love cheese. Okay.
I know. Learned that in my class too. And
you guys heard that? Cheese.
Wow.
Yes.
Eat
helps
cheese.
Their teeth decay like slower or less. Okay.
Yep. So cheese is a great snack, and then don't let your kids sleep with a bottle in their mouth because
I agree. I've seen what that's done to some kids, and I'm like terrible.
That would just be terrible.
It really like rots the kids like teeth at such an early age, and there's like mold and because I knew like some kids who till the age of like 6 were like had bottles like. They were like addicted to it, and it was their teeth was terrible. They had to get like full silver fillings at like a really young age. That's crazy. So how often are we supposed to visit our dentist?
Supposed to go to your dentist every 6 months. I know it's
you're asking that because you haven't done it.
No, I haven't been to the dentist.
Insurance is a little, but at least like every year. Especially
I'm a self-proclaimed dentist.
If you know you're taking care of your teeth.
I try to do it every 6 months because insurance, your insurance already covers the cleaning. Yeah. But everything else has to kind of come out of pocket, right? For dentists.
Or they cover, I know it is different with every insurance, but like cleanings, and then if you need any fillings done. Okay. And sometimes, depending on who you are and what you have, like a crown could be covered, but it's all just different.
Yeah. That's interesting. Well, thank you so much for giving us an insight about
No
dentistry.
problem.
That's not even the path that we were going to go.
I know,
with.
right?
It ended
But I
up
learned a
being
lot.
super interesting.
Yes.
So, okay, let's get into soccer.
Let's get into.
Hey,
Can you
let's
please
get
tell them where you're from
into it.
first?
Yeah, he's been.
Take them your
dying,
backstory.
My family and I were from Cameroon,
Yes.
West Africa. So, you know, soccer, like, that was really, really, and still is very, very big in my family.
Yeah, you guys had a big year.
Yeah, we did
in
till
Cameroon.
till I don't
Till
know
you
what
didn't.
happened. Yeah, but she will explain what happened in that finals or whatever.
Yeah.
Blah blah blah.
The World Cup?
Yeah.
Okay, what happened with the World Cup?
I don't even know.
We don't
like-
know to this day.
Y'all were doing so
and it was
good,
in
man.
Cameroon too. And the funny thing is they played those games, you know, in Cameroon. We were doing good till I don't know what
You
happened.
weren't.
Yeah, so you weren't.
There's always just
I
like
hear you.
something that you're like,
And people were getting confused with what's the other country that has the same flag as us?
Colors, yeah.
Yeah.
I cannot, if I know who you're talking about, I can't think of them right now.
Yeah, there was another team that had the same. They were the one that won, right? The one
Yeah.
that
Who
won.
was it?
But we'll think about it throughout
Yeah.
the show. But
That's
they have the
awesome.
same color. I think it's backwards. They have
Oh,
the same
yeah.
color as Cameroon,
Okay.
but it's backwards.
Yeah, you guys
so.
are very pretty colors. Yellow, green,
Green,
black.
Yeah. No,
No,
so
just yellow, green, red.
yeah,
Okay.
green,
yeah,
red, yellow,
That's pretty.
with that nice star in the middle.
Yep.
And the star, yeah, very beautiful. Okay, so you guys came from Cameroon, and so soccer's been running in your family. It's a
Yep.
passion of yours. So you currently play for Aurora U.S. Women's Soccer Team.
Yes.
Okay.
So it's like USLW. It's the U.S. like Women's Super League or some type
Yup.
of league that we're in. Yeah. But it's
Okay.
a semi-pro team.
Yep.
Trying to be a pro team.
Trying to be a pro team
Yes.
on its way to a pro team. So how long have you been playing soccer?
I've been playing since I was 4, and I'm now 27.
Wow.
So 23 years.
You didn't have to tell me your age, but thanks for sharing. Anyone that's
no
watching,
problem.
Yeah,
But
27
yeah.
years young. No, that's amazing.
that's amazing.
So tell us like what your journey's been like, you know, like how, because a lot of people I know like as kids we start a sport and then we just get discouraged when we
Yeah.
become adults. So it's something that you've been doing for a long time. Like how did you stick to it?
And then balance it
So-
too with going to school too.
Yeah.
You did that while you're going to school.
So I have an older brother and older sister. I was, youngest child.
Shout out to them.
Yes, shout out to them for real. Youngest child just following what they're doing. And then my brother started playing soccer, sister started playing. So, I'd go to the games, be like dribbling with the ball just like on the sideline. And then my aunt actually was a soccer coach and my uncle was my brother and sister's coach. And I don't know like what happened, but one day I just started playing with like 7-year-olds and I was 4. And they had me in the game and they're like, oh, okay, she's kind of keeping up. And so that was from the age that I started playing. And I was playing with older people, which was fun, good for me. And then go fast forward to like, I want to say around 5th grade or so is when I think someone told my dad, like, you got something-
That's your
you got-
retirement
you got
right there.
something
Yeah.
That's your
And
retirement.
he was like, you need to move her up to like the next level. My dad is like, just came from Cameroon, like, y'all are not cheap type of thing. And so it was like you can take her, like you guys can have her, but like you're paying for her. And they're like, okay. So yeah, I got to play club. Shout out to my club team. They sponsored me, played with them, honestly, from I think it was like 5th grade all the way until 12th grade, senior year of high school. I was
Wow,
with them.
they sponsored you too.
Yeah.
Wow, that's shout out to them.
Yes, definitely. And then I feel like it's around 8th grade, like 9th grade, you kind of start, colleges kind of start coming to see you. I had a really good high school team, actually, which a lot of people don't get.
Which is
recruited
rare,
through.
yeah,
A lot of
it's
people
very
get recruited
rare.
through, like, the travel soccer. That's where the money is, all of that type of stuff. And you go to tournaments and everything. My high school was really good. We won like the state championship my
What high school did
sophomore
you go
year.
to?
I went to Oakman's High School.
Oh, but you're not from Minnesota.
Yeah,
so
it's in
So
Michigan.
Michigan,
But-
yes.
Oakman's High School, and I think on our team we out of like the 9 or 11 starters, 9 of us were playing in college, and like 7 were at a Division I school. So like we were a stacked team. Like it was a very
Yeah.
fun year to play. And then we won the state championship, and the school ended up going to Michigan State. We got to play our state championship game at Michigan State. They had
was
kind of
big.
been looking at me a little bit when I was a freshman. I went to some camps, and then after that game, they were like, okay, let's like start talking for real, because there was some, I know the times are so different now, but there was some rule back then. You couldn't like formally talk to a college coach directly until like September or something of your junior or senior year.
Wow.
Yeah, it just had to be like emailing through your club coach.
Yeah, that's
all
how
of
it
that
used to
type
be.
of
Yeah.
stuff. So then they recruited me. I went on a visit there. Looked at a couple other schools, but I knew in the back of my heart I always wanted to stay close to home. I really loved like the support that my parents would give me, and since I was the last kid, they could come to almost every single game, even if I was traveling. So I ended up signing or committing to Michigan State, and then I played for. There's just a bunch of different. There's just so many different levels to soccer with everything like that, just for like development purposes. And it was something called ODP, it was like Olympic Development Program. And so that was around, I think I started that in 8th grade. And it was my coach who had told my dad, like, you should probably look into moving her up. I remember he told my dad, he was like, I'm going to make her like an ODP player. My dad was like, okay.
Shout out to that coach, bro.
Yeah, my dad
Shout
is
out
like,
to that
okay,
coach.
like, sure, whatever he's saying. You could,
They
like,
wanted you to
just
go to
take her.
school.
take
They
her.
wanted you to
It's
go
my
to school.
last child.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, my mom is like, she even playing soccer. Like, what if you get hurt? This and that. And I'm like, girl, don't worry about that.
That's my last of my worries.
Yes, for real. Like, I was like, I'm going to school for soccer.
Yeah.
Wow, okay.
In high school, I was not, like, I was focusing on school because, like I said, I have African parents, but like soccer was my main priority. And so, yeah, I got through the ODP team, ended up making it. He's looking at my dad like, told you. My dad was like, okay,
I definitely
okay.
would have.
No,
I
yeah.
would have.
And then took a little break from that, went back like senior year, made like the state team. So it's like the team of Michigan I made. From there, you go to like a regional tournament and you play with the Michigan team against other just states. Then from there, you can get called up to like a regional camp. And then I got called up to that regional camp, which was pretty cool. It was like Region 2, so it had Ohio, Michigan, like Illinois, all those kind of Midwest teams. And then we got to play against different regions. And so got to see more like recruiting done there from different college coaches. So that, I would say that probably is what really kind of put me out there. But it also was my senior year, and I kind of already knew that Michigan State was where I wanted to be. So stuck with Michigan State, ended up signing there like in February, and then yeah, that kind of just started.
Yeah,
that was kind of my journey in my career. Definitely hard going from high school to college. Like everyone said it was, but I was always like,
What made it hard?
Yeah.
just like the pace, the tempo,
Especially in sports.
yeah,
too.
the level of
Yeah.
shape you had to be
Yeah.
in, and then trying to balance all this with like being on your own as a college student,
Yeah,
18-year-old,
it's tough, yeah.
and then trying to like just figure out honestly like yourself, who you are first of all, and then how that like fits in like with the team, and just there was just so many different dynamics I was trying to navigate. But I had we had advisors for like every sports team, and my advisor, shout out to Kristelle.
Shout out.
She was a Black woman, and I remember I was like, wow, I haven't seen really like any Black people honestly in this type of position. So I would always go to her. She helped me make my schedule, helped me just kind of figure out life, and just having her. And then my sophomore year, my athletic trainer was actually a Black woman as well.
Wow.
So being able to have both of them, and I always like went to them, talked to them about everything. Like I still talk to them to this day, and I'll just randomly text them like, y'all really had such an impact on my life. Like I would not have made it through without you. So yeah, just having all of that.
Isn't
at
it
Michigan
so
State.
important having like Black women or like Black
Yes.
people in your field or in your career, whatever, that you can look up to, and that's why it's so
100%.
important to like put yourself in those positions.
Definitely.
Yeah.
That also like kind of was a big thing of why I did dentistry as well too, because
I don't have enough Black
no.
dentists.
Yeah, we don't.
We don't.
I think it's like 3.1% or something, like in that low range of Black dentists in the U.S. So
Yeah, even in Houston, when I decided to go see a dentist, my main focus was trying to find a Black-owned
Yeah.
I feel like
dentist.
it's easier in Houston.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
And luckily I found like I think it's three ladies that own this practice.
oh, nice. Yeah.
So it was, and you walk into that place, it was like a barber shop.
I love it.
Like everyone is
Yes.
just laughing. You can hear someone else laughing in the next room, and it was just so comfortable
Yeah.
to just not talking down on any white-owned dentist places, but it felt so comfortable going to a Black-owned dentist. So
Yeah.
I'm glad that you decided to follow that path.
Definitely.
But let's get back to the soccer though.
Yeah. Yeah. So, how was it transitioning, like from Michigan to here in Minnesota?
Yeah. So then I came here, and I'm like, well, had a good soccer career, like time to just focus on school. Like I'm in dental school, like I'm not gonna have time for anything but school. And it was so funny because I feel like I had more time in dental school just because I didn't have soccer. So I could really just truly focus on my studies. And I had a friend in my class, she had sent me like an Instagram DM and she was like, hey, like this team, because Aurora came to Minnesota, it was like 2022 when they launched, like January.
Is it? Because I just felt like I just heard about them this
Yeah.
year, but
It
they've
was-
been around.
Yeah,
Oh
January
wow.
2022, because that's like when the tryout was.
Okay.
My friend sent me a DM and she was like, I feel like you should go to this. I'm like, girl, like, nah. Like,
Don't
I'm-
get me started.
No, I'm like, I think I'm done with
I already
soccer,
retired
but,
this
like-
jersey. You don't want me to bring it back out?
Yes, but I'm just someone that's so like live life and no regrets. And I knew, like, I just knew that like I would be mad at myself if I didn't just try
Good
at
for
least.
you.
I'm like, if I don't make it, like, I haven't been playing or competitively for like 4 years. Because, you know, I played like the rec leagues and all the summer leagues, just like fun stuff like that to keep me in shape and just because I love soccer. But I'm like, I haven't played 4 years competitively. So like if I don't make it, like, whatever. At least I tried. Went to the tryout. Literally, like, one of the journalists there grabbed me after to interview me and was like, you did great, all this stuff. And I'm like, oh, like, I was just, I don't know. I think when you just do things without pressure or stress, you can just be more free. And I feel like that's how I was playing. And that was, like, the biggest difference for me since college, because college is just, college sports.
Stress on its own.
A lot of, yeah, it's just, like, a lot of pressure to perform and everything, like, that's else is going on of being a college student. And so came here, and the coach called me like a week after the tryout and was like, so I want you to be on the team. And I'm like, oh, wait, really? And she was like, yeah, like, are you gonna be able to make it work? And I'm like, I mean, I'm in dental school and like that comes first 100%. And she was like, I get that, but like, I'm willing to work with you. And so that's why I was like, oh, okay, these are like good people. And they like, you know, it was nice to feel wanted in that sense that even though she knew soccer was kind of like my number two, she was still willing to work with me. And then went through the summer, and in dental school, you don't have a summer break,
That's true, yeah.
unfortunately.
What?
Yeah, they don't.
Yeah.
It's
After
all year
your-
round.
Your first year, after your first year, you do have a little summer break, but after that, you start in clinic, so you're
We might have to cut that part out. I don't want to discourage anybody.
No, literally, no.
Yeah.
But so then you're seeing patients, so I would literally go to practice from, sometimes it'd be at 6, sometimes at 7.
AM or
and then
PM?
AM.
Okay.
Drive to Egan, drive back while trying to like, you know, get to my apartment, change, and just like run over to clinic. Did that for like 2 months. It was like
Dedication.
May, June, 3 months, May, June, and July. And we went all the way to the championship last year. So it was like end of July, beginning of May to end of July. I was just student athlete again. It was just in me, you know. It didn't really feel that weird or different because I've been doing it my whole life. But people are like, do you realize what you did? And I'm like, oh.
It's in my blood. I did this.
Yeah, I'm like,
It's
I guess
two things that you
was
really
pretty-
love.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it was like effortless for you.
Exactly. Like it didn't feel like a
Like a job or a
Yeah.
task that you had to like
Yep.
felt obligated to. It's because you wanted to do
Yes,
them.
and like I enjoyed and loved like having soccer. It's kind of just something to get me away from dentistry because, you know, school around that 3rd and 4th year transition into clinic, it just gets a little like mentally fatigued. So being able to go to soccer is something I don't have to think about. Like
That's
I can
good.
just be free. The girls were so nice and just like welcoming and everything. And we had such like a good team and good environment around there. I like would never trade it, and I would do it again and be having to wake up and go to school and everything again.
Yeah. No, I love that.
I feel so bad I didn't know that they've been around since 2022.
I mean, that's not that long ago.
No, it isn't.
That's
Last-
still pretty.
Still.
Yeah, last summer was our
Last
best
year.
summer though,
Yeah.
Why you say that?
because we made it.
To the champions,
That's
right?
it, almost
Yeah.
champions.
That was our only game we lost. The last like 2 minutes in overtime.
So do you guys as soccer players, I know there was the other girl that played soccer for the US team? What's her name? But I forgot. But as being, you know, a soccer player in the United States, do you feel like women's sports are not as valued as men's sports? Because we know about the Minnesota United, we know about
Yeah.
the Timberwolves, but the Timberwolves have the Lynx too,
Yep.
which they be winning all these championships, but we don't. They're not as
Recognize them or
yeah,
value them.
yeah. So do you guys feel that way when it comes to sports or when it comes to that soccer team?
Definitely feel that way when it comes to sports, but honestly, with that soccer team, that was like one thing I learned about Minnesota. Like, their fans are ride or die.
I was gonna say in general, like maybe I don't know about like Minnesota, but I've always loved like watching women's soccer more than men. And especially with the U.S. team, we've always had a kick-ass USA
shout out to them.
women's team.
Yes,
so I feel like in this, it's a little bit more recognized, compared to like basketball and other sports.
So where were you guys playing?
It's at TCO. It's like where the Vikings have their practice facility. There was a stadium there that we were playing at. But we would have, no joke, I think our last 3 games were like playoff games last year, and it was like 7,000, like around like high 6,000 to 7,000 people would come. Yeah.
How does it feel playing in front of all those people?
It was crazy. It was honestly, I remember the first game, they're like, okay, it's sold out. We're at like 6,000 people. I was like, oh, like 6,000. Okay. And now I'm like, there's no way there's actually 6,000 people that are coming to this, like whatever. And it was under the lights, and we went out there.
And roar.
I kind of just had like speechless just being in that environment. Like I had never, even in college, the most I played in front of was probably like 2,000, and that was a lot, you know.
That's still a lot for her.
Yeah. And then coming here and it's like 6,000 almost every single home game, especially in that first year. I was like, wow.
When is the soccer season for you guys?
It's in the summer, so it's like May, beginning of May, end of April to July, end of July.
Okay.
Oh, so you guys just got done recently.
Wow. Yeah. And so can you talk a little bit about like how playing soccer, like not only is it good for you physically, but like the mental aspect part, and then also maybe like some of the friendships or sisterhood that you've been able to curate?
Yeah. So definitely, I feel like I would not be this far in life without soccer, just because of so many of the lessons that it's taught me. Anywhere from just like discipline to having to talk to people you maybe have never met before in your life. Like when I was joining that new ODP team, I didn't know any of the girls, but I'm like, I'm not gonna stand here in the corner and pass with myself. So learning how to put yourself out there, and then kind of being able to mesh and blend with a group of people that you don't really know, and trying to figure out how to match like all your personalities together. But with soccer, at least it was easy because we all usually had a common goal of winning. So having the same goal as people is always really nice as well. And then even just like you said, the physical side of it, very easy for, like, it was just so nice not having to think about working out. Someone's telling me what to do, and I'm also having fun going to practice. So like win-win for me there. And then I think just with school, especially having soccer, my time management has just always been pretty good, I would say, because I know I have to get something done if I have practice later, because I know myself, I'm not doing it after practice. So it's like just pushed me a little extra too, and it helped me with setting goals, not only on the field but also just in life as well.
Yeah.
So the life balance is good.
Yeah, definitely. And then in terms of the friendships I've made, I would say that's like one of my favorite parts of it, especially with this Aurora team, probably because it's the most recent and more fresh thing. But I even had just a good group of girls, and I still talk to like a couple of them almost every single day. And it's just being around those people, you know, and like we're having fun, like I said, doing what we love and playing like the sport we love, but also they see you at like your best and at your worst, and you guys just go through so much together that can't really be explained, or like no one else in the outside world can really know. And I think that's just kind of with any team. Even my Michigan State team, got my group of girls that I still talk to like pretty frequently. Like all of their, I think 2 of them are getting married. 1 of them got married. The next one's getting married. Like I'm gonna be at all those weddings. So it's
cute.
like,
that's nice.
Yeah. So you really just build like a sisterhood that is based off, like I said, of just literally blood, sweat, and tears, like what people say of everything you guys have gone through that no one else can really understand.
Are you the only one from your group of girls from Michigan that is still playing soccer? Or
out of my like friends and probably the people around like my age, I think there might be one other person. She's doing the same thing as me. She was doing semi-pro.
Okay.
But other than that, I was the only one, because my friends would always text me like, I can't believe you're running around like that at this age. I'm like, yeah, I know. It's not easy. Like my body felt it more this time, but it was just still so fun. So like I said, I don't regret anything at all.
No, that's amazing. Thank you so much for sharing that. I think, I mean, I don't have any other questions other than
that was, so I actually do. So when you guys go back for the next season, is it gonna be a pro team now, or is it still gonna remain the semi?
So it's still the semi-pro. I know they have till through 2024 to be a semi-pro
Okay.
team, and then after that season, I know like right now they're really, really, really working hard to make it a pro team because I think it deserves to be, just from the way things are handled and like the operations. If you look at the social media page, you would think it's a professional team.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, you
that
would think
too.
it's a professional team. And then just even, like I said, the support from the fans. Like we were ranked, I think it was somewhere around third or fourth in comparison with like the National Women's Soccer League,
Yeah.
which is a pro league in terms of attendance, like how many people we had come to our games.
Wow.
So is different states, are they getting to the semi-pro soccer teams now, or
Yeah,
is it?
so a lot of different states have the semi-pro soccer teams. Right now they're opening, I think they're starting with something that's called the Super League. I'm not sure if you're familiar with like the men's side, but there's like the MLS and then I think it's like the USL, like League One or something, but they're still getting paid. So that's basically what they're trying to make for the women's side now. And I think they announced like a couple cities that are going to be in it, but Minnesota wasn't one of them just because we have the contract through 2024 to stay with the semi-pro league. So I'm hoping that they either get to go to the Super League through that or just go to the NWSL, because I think women's soccer is so big in the U.S. Thanks to the women's national team and just how good they are and how like great of role models they are. There's so many like young girls playing soccer. So I think eventually they're gonna have to expand a lot more.
Absolutely.
So for a girl that is playing soccer right now, what is an advice that you give her to continue going? Because I know it's high school and then it's college.
Yep.
But after college, you have to find a semi-pro team to play for,
Yeah.
right? Is there like some overseas? Because I know football is the same thing. You can go play overseas if you want to continue. The same thing with basketball.
Yep.
Is it the same thing with soccer too?
Yeah.
Can you go overseas and play
And just
women?
because soccer is so big, especially like in Europe,
Okay.
there's so many. There's actually five girls now that played for the Aurora team that are now playing professionally.
Okay.
There's like 2 girls in Serbia, 1 girl's in Paris playing,
Wow.
and then another girl's in Czech Republic, I think. I know she was in Portugal last year, and then another girl's in Malta. Is that the name of it?
Shout out to all of them. though.
Yeah,
That's
so
taking it to the next
people
level.
are, following their dreams. Like the semi-pro team is kind of like the next step before going to the pros to kind of help you. So I think Aurora's done a great job with leading girls to that next path.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
nice.
Yeah.
So if it wasn't for you being a dentist, would you be overseas playing soccer, or would you have given up on soccer?
I think about that a lot. I don't really know, honestly.
Well, you have the best of both worlds
Yeah,
now.
right?
right now. But
Yeah.
at one point in life, when was it? During college, I kind of had to mentally like let myself know that soccer wasn't going to be like my end all be all, and just remember that dentistry like was still the goal.
Okay.
So as much as I love soccer and like it always had my heart,
I know, yeah. I have a few
Yeah.
friends that
You
are
could be a
like really
coach
into
or
soccer, and
something.
you have to, at one point it comes to an end.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's just like having to mentally like tell yourself
Yeah.
first, and then you physically are like, okay, I'm done. But just like playing for fun and stuff like that now, it still brings me the same joy. So
probably brings
Yeah.
even more joy because you don't have to like work towards something or like helping your
Exactly.
school win or whatever. Like,
there's just like
yeah.
no pressure. It's just strictly for fun.
yeah.
Did you encourage your girls to keep their teeth clean and all that
Of
stuff?
course. I remember there was like a picture of me. Someone was like, "Oh, like something in my mouth like hurts," and I was like, "All right, like lay down." And I was like over her, like looking to try to see what was wrong.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it was just funny.
No, that's awesome. Well, so are we going to see you play? When's the next time we're going to see you play?
So actually, this I think was probably my last.
Dang.
Not you retiring on us.
No, eat and talk.
Likely,
Wow.
just because like I'm starting with dentistry now, and like I just don't really know when I'm gonna have the time. In school it's a little bit more flexible to kind of choose if you like wanted to use like a personal day or something to like miss something. And then this first summer like I had free and open, so I wasn't working, so I got to be at everything, go to everything. But this next summer, I guess I don't know where I'll be in life. Like, who knows? This job I'm at could go completely south, or I don't know. Maybe soccer will just call my name again. But for right now, I
This is
think
for
it
your
might be
last.
time. Yes.
Wow.
Okay,
No,
well,
don't
we'll
eat and
catch you
talk.
at Diamond Dental soon.
Yes,
Are you ever
please.
thinking about maybe like coaching or mentoring younger girls?
I think about it sometimes. I don't know as of right now in terms of coaching, but I know I still want to be kind of in the sports scene in some way, shape, or form. So I think I'm going to talk to my Aurora coach because she kind of said there might be some opportunities for me just because, like I said, sports have literally been my whole life. So just completely leaving it just doesn't feel right. So I want to be involved with dentistry being my number one job, but try to be involved in any way I can.
It would be nice. I think you would do good in that field too.
Yeah.
Still remember soccer.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's true.
That's awesome.
But you always, before you leave, we always ask advice from, the guests.
Okay.
So
For our viewers, is there anything that you'd like to say? Any words of encouragement?
Ooh, let's see.
It can be making sure you brush your teeth at night, floss. It could be anything for whatever, little kid is watching out there, or mom or dad.
Usually, like, my main thing has always just been do something in life that makes you happy, because the world can be just a very, very miserable place. But, like, one thing I've been learning, especially with having been in school and gone through hard times, soccer, gone through hard times, and now even, like, dentistry, it wasn't, like, easy to, like, just come and get this great, like, I think it's a great job and something I'm very fortunate to have. So just trying to remember, like, the little things of doing things that make you happy, because life will definitely try to knock you down. But if you just have, like, even just that one thing you can hold on to that's like, oh, okay, like, I'm gonna go do this because it brings you happiness, like, I don't have to think about it, anything like that, just really try to find that thing and just keep it.
You guys heard that? Do something that makes you happy.
I love that. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thank you so much for coming. And we really look forward to, seeing, like, where your journey takes you. We always say, like, we touch base with our guests, in the future, and I know you're going to be doing great things. So we really appreciate you sharing your story here.
Yeah, and I appreciate you guys so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you for listening.
Make sure you give your shout out your dentist so they can come.
Yeah.
Get teeth.
Come to Diamond Dental.
Yes.
To ask for Dr. Yewa. I'll be there.
Yes,
Okay.
definitely. And thank you, Gilbert, for coming back and joining us. And
it was nice.
Guest hosting. It feels so much better, like having a two-person platform.
Yeah.
So that was awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Thank you.